If the lion is the king of the jungle, sharks are undoubtedly the kings of the seas. They are sophisticated weapons of the ocean that are capable of destroying any creature that sails on their territory and feeding on their carcasses with chilling violence. However, as is the case with lions, there are a number of animals that can oppose the fierce hegemony of this creature. These are powerful marine animals, armed with interesting characteristics and enough skills to confront the king of the ocean. To get to know them, today we'll take you to the depths of the sea. If you come with us, you'll meet some powerful creatures that no one would want to face, not even a shark. Are you ready? If so, then it's time to meet these fierce opponents. Animals that can kill a shark. Number 4. Orcas. When it comes to sharks, none is as deadly and lethal as the great white shark. This mighty beast is the largest mammalian predator in the entire ocean and usually faces very few threats. The dangers faced by such a creature are virtually non-existent, or at least they would be if the mighty orcas didn't exist. Orcas have settled in our imagination as huge, gentle beings that sail the oceans without a trace of evil. However, you may be surprised to learn that they are the main enemy of white sharks and their biggest panic alert. Orcas usually navigate the seas in groups and communicate effectively through their own language. This allows them to move in an organized manner and attack in groups with such synchrony that any army would envy. Thanks to this, white sharks have learned the meaning of fear. Orcas don't hesitate to confront these creatures. Their attacks are lethal and few sharks manage to escape. In general, the favorite method used by these cetaceans consists of flipping the sharks over on their backs and keeping them like that for 15 minutes. Once that time has passed, they manage to induce absolute paralysis in order to devour the shark's liver. Of course, this is a terrible end for a living creature, although if they could speak, many ocean mammals would say that it's a pretty fair death. Number 3. Saltwater crocodiles. When it comes to crocodiles, you probably have a very clear picture of their shape, their jaw, and even their size. However, everything you know about them changes drastically when it comes to saltwater crocodiles. These mighty beasts from the swamps of Southeast Asia and northern Australia have no comparison. Their image is associated with prehistory. Their scaly, deformed bodies frighten tourists, and their size startles even the bravest. Saltwater crocodiles can measure up to 8.5 meters, although they usually measure less than 7 meters. However, this is long enough to represent a challenge for any animal, including sharks. The saltwater crocodile has a very particular diet. Its more than 1,200 kilograms of weight require a quite demanding diet that involves kangaroos, wild boars, tigers, water buffaloes, human and, in some very particular cases, sharks. In several areas of Australia, there have been numerous cases in which a shark has been hunted by these fierce crocodiles. The attack usually occurs in a matter of seconds. A crocodile pounces on the shark's bodies and devours them whole with its elongated jaws. By the time the victims realize it, it's too late. The jaws close in a powerful bite and crush the flesh and bones in a single gash. Curiously, not even the strongest sharks in the area have been able to evade or confront these saltwater crocodiles. Its size, the strength of its scales, and the power of its bites make it a fearsome adversary with which virtually no species wishes to cross. Number 2. Whales. Let's move on to another animal that usually doesn't have enough courage to face a shark, although when it does, there's no one to oppose it. And how could they? Whales possess an enormous size and such forceful strength that few creatures would be able to withstand them. However, their greatest advantages are also their weaknesses. Whales move very slowly and have little mobility, something that sharks take advantage of to tear apart their sides and tails in a matter of minutes. Unfortunately, shark attacks cause their own destruction on some occasions. At least, this is what has been recorded in numerous parts of the world. When a whale decides to stop its predator, there's no turning back. In general, the way whales hunt sharks is very particular. Far from stalking or confronting them, they swallow them in one bite. Yes, just as you hear it. Whales ram the sharks, and in the midst of the confusion, they swallow them alive in one bite. Of course, not all whales can do this. Most have small throats that wouldn't withstand the effort. However, whales such as sperm whales break this rule and have the ability to devour their natural enemies. In fact, several analysis and research works have revealed that part of the sperm whale's diet involves shark meat. After finding shark remains in their stomachs, scientists have discovered that the king of the seas is also an excellent meal for his subjects. Number 1. Giant squid. When two predators meet, the results are never friendly. The mighty don't get along well in the animal kingdom, and this seems to have become clear after Darren Verbeek, a marine photographer, stumbled upon a find that's still being investigated today. It's an image of a common shark that showed something very particular. Its body was covered with scars and were the results of a fierce fight against none other than a squid. How is it possible that a squid could take on a shark? This question has led specialists to make several conjectures that are getting closer and closer to showing us the reality of the ocean. The explanation for this strange incident is as follows. Apparently, a shark dived into the depths trying to find prey to feed on. In general, sharks tend to hunt in shallow waters. They almost never go that far down, mainly because this is a much more adverse territory than they are willing to tolerate. Naturally, there are other large predators in the depths, including giant squids. These creatures are closer to being a modern version of krakens than to resembling a squid. Their sizes can exceed 9 meters in length if we include the tentacles. In addition, their strength is extraordinary, and their weapons are well equipped to annihilate any enemy. However, what no one imagines is that they have the ability to face a shark and come out unscathed. But what photographer Darren Verbeek has presented has changed this picture. We now know that these fights aren't isolated and the sharks, depending on the season, dare to dive into the deep sea, although they don't always return to the surface. Who is in charge of destroying them? The most immediate answer seems to be the giant squid, the true predator of the deep. All indications are that this seemingly harmless creature may surprise us more than we expect, so the king of the oceans might do well to beware of its fury. Of course, what sharks suffer from isn't isolated. All of our planet's large predators have their own enemies. It's the law of nature. The strongest will always have an opponent who may one day dethrone it. If you want to see that these aren't just words and that these things can even happen to the king of the jungle, join us in the following videos and discover for yourself the dangers that even the largest predators of our planet can face.